Hi, this is Keith Cutter with EMFremedy.com. Today we're continuing our discussion with Peter Torito and with Ann Astor, two people who have been pioneering this space of personal protection equipment for avoiding radio frequency radiation. And it's really helped them to expand their ability to live in a place that's otherwise uninhabitable for them and to enjoy many of the benefits of large city life safely that they were not able to do before. So today I want to give people an idea. This isn't not going to be a step-by-step instructional process, but enough of an idea that you can begin experimenting and creating one of these suits yourself. So we're going to be sharing some ideas for achieving that. Of course, you're responsible for your own personal safety and using these things when and where they're appropriate and working carefully with materials and all of that. But just wanting to share some ideas about how to get started. And I think I'll just kick this off by saying you need to have an appropriate meter that's going to measure radio frequency radiation with an appropriate level of sensitivity and accuracy over a broad enough spectrum of RF that once you produce something, you'll be able to test it even before you go out and use it. So I will introduce again Anne, and if you want to begin this conversation and talk about how you would encourage people to explore building their own anti-RF radiation PPE.
Okay. Well, first of all, the the main targets that we need to reach is to have the best fabric, the most convenient for the use. And when I'm saying the use is especially the weather, the temperature, and your body size, and the outfit needs to be RF tight. So just imagine that you would be trying to do the challenge of having an outfit that would be watertight, so you can walk through a car wash and be dry when you're out of it. You understand that if there are openings, you will be wet. So it's the same thing. If you're trying to be RF tight, it has to be tight. If there are openings, you're risking for having the radiation that comes in and bounces and stay very high inside, and then you feel bad. And it would be not fair to blame the fabric and say, oh, those clothings are not good for me. Don't blame the outfit. It's because it's not tight if it happens. And especially if you don't test it, you don't know what you're really wearing. And the other thing is that if you have some sorts of allergies, you need a sample of the fabric and test it on you before you invest on large amounts of fabric, just because sometimes some companies make products that have a smell, and some people are very sensitive to some smells. So you need to check that. Once you check that, about the use, let's say I will talk for myself. At first, I wanted something that looks quite good and elegant, but I quickly came to the conclusion that if my vision is not good, I don't like to wear it. So when I'm driving my car, during the day, I have the choice. I can wear any of the elements that I have, but at night, there is only one that I can wear, which is the one with the transparent glass. which has an RF shield that is transparent that I bought from Safe Living Technologies. I don't know, maybe there are other companies who make it. So this is great in the car. You put the ventilation straight on you. It passes through the fabric, so you don't get fog on the glass. But once you go out of the car, you get fog, and it's not convenient because then you need to wear a fan under, and the fan may emit magnetic fields or RF fields that you don't want. So it's not the best condition. So this is very performant, and the reason why at night we need a glass is that when you have a mesh and you are facing lights are making crosses on the mesh, and you get as much crosses as there are lights in front of it, but this doesn't make crosses, so the vision is good. So this is safe for driving. It's the best solution. So this is the thing. And as you could see, the fabric goes down to my elbow because since the lower part is an opening, since I'm wearing a suit like this one, which is silver, uh, between the opening and the lower opening and the upper opening, the distance that the radiation has to do is long enough that there is nothing up my head. So, but if the distance would be short, the radiation would be high, reaching my face. So that's why I'm doing it down the elbow. And maybe you would find on the market some meshes that are only on the shoulder. So if there is an opening, you get it high on your neck and your face. So it's not good. So that's a reason why you should make your own. And once you're done with this one, and by the way, you need to identify, because people don't understand what it is. And no matter if they laugh or they don't laugh, the reality is that sometimes some people are scared when they see something that they don't know. And it happened to me at the beginning when I was not identified, that some people called the police because they were thinking that I was, some maniac, dangerous person who would do, I don't know, hold up. I don't know what they were thinking, but they were scared. So the ID is a question of having respect for people who just don't know what it is, and they want to feel safe. They want to know what's happening. So this one has a mesh, and that the air goes through. The vision is a little not as good as the other, but very, very close. And no matter if it's the other model or this one, under, there is it's hard to show. It's the structure that is a headband with a screw at the back. So it's possible to adjust how tight it is on the head. So if it's too tight, not comfortable, we get it more loose. But if we become more active, doing much more move, like going down, up, running and things like that, I want to make it tighter. So this is the result. And again, it goes down to the shoulder, and we need to be able to turn the head. So we have to take into consideration the fabric here, because if it's too narrow, too tight, the head will not turn. So this is the main conditions. This model, I like it, but after I bought it, I never saw it again on the market. So unfortunately, I don't know if someone will be able to find another one exactly the same model. I'm not able to find it. But what everybody can find is this model, which is a regular construction helmet shape with a visor. And this one, I tried another fabric than the other one. It's thinner. The fabric is adamantan. And the purpose of making it holding on the frame is to make it as stable and tight as possible, no movement. So if there are some wind or things like that, it doesn't move, so the vision is good. And I made it longer, so when I go down, I see down, I look down, I see better, and the rest of it is not as transparent. And what you need to know about the fabric is that the more shiny is the fabric, like the closer you are to a mirror, to let's say an aluminum foil, the worst it is when there is a small opening. It doesn't forgive, and the radiation is bouncing very much. However, when it's less shiny and more flexible, it will forgive better. So this one is risky to end. If I go with this fabric to the bottom, I risk that the radiation that would come from the opening would cause more bouncing and less performance. But since I'm ending here and keep going with a more forgiving fabric that is more flexible, it shapes more my body, and it's less shiny, I get a really, really very, very good result. So this one looks like that. And so I breathe very good. It's very tight. Of course, I wear something under, So that's something that everybody can do. And it's not expensive. And even the structure under the original one was a bad quality one, so I could change it for something better. So if you are not happy with the structure under, you can choose your own that you like. So basically, that's the things you need to know. So like for example, your sleeves have to end tight. If it doesn't end tight, it goes up to the shoulder with quite strong power. This is a dress that goes down to the floor. It's not as good as pants with ankle tight, but it's so quick to wear. I just put it like that, 2 seconds, I'm ready to go. And as long as there is no radiation from the floor, I'm fine. However, I cannot wear an EMF shielding dress at a place that there is radiation from the floor. So let's say I go to the grocery, there is nothing under. It's a flat on the ground, so that's fine. So otherwise there are pants, and for men, a dress is not so cool. I know that men do not really like that, but well, pants are good too. And this one is transparent fabric that is the best for warm weather. It's the less warm fabric that I can wear, and for winter or the colder weather, those with less transparency are more performing, but it's warmer. So for summer, it's not as good. But just for the helmet, it's not that bad. But for the whole body, that's when you have to choose which fabric according to the weather. So when it's cold, you choose the most performing fabric, and what you have to look for is how much decibels it shields. So you choose the highest decibel reduction that is mentioned in the description. You choose that one with the best spectrum of frequencies. So you have to consider that now we are going with the 5G millimeter waves. So the fabric that I choose is shielding up to 38, 40 gigahertz. And I try to avoid everything that lowers less than 40 decibels, and I prefer 60 and up because 5G is really strong, and if the decibel damping is not enough, well, depending on where we go, it might be a challenge. It really depends. Like if you're just on the road and you're just passing in front of an antenna, doesn't matter because the time is short. But let's say that you want to do in a crowd gathering, then people all have a cell phone and there is an antenna close and you spend all the time there. You really want a very performant fabric, otherwise the radiation would be too strong, because it's like a microwave box. It's not perfect, and the target is to be green on the under, but sometimes when the radiation is so crazy, so high, it can go up to yellow and sometimes orange with the Safe and Sound Pro 2. But at least, if it goes orange just for a few seconds, sometimes it's not that bad. But if so that's why you choose the best performance. So why doing it by yourself, for yourself, or ask for someone, a professional who has a sewing machine, do it for you? It's because since you want it tight, you want it for your body size. Because if it's too large, the openings will be it wouldn't be not tight enough. And if you're wearing pants, you have to choose the length that will stay on your ankle when you're sitting on a chair. So you just have to check that the length is good for sitting on a chair. It doesn't rise up to the up the ankle because the pant was too short, and that's it. That's all you need. So I think that best thing is to just identify the clothes that you already have and that you like the shape, you like the size, etc., and you just try to to inspire your model from that, and you will wear the clothing on it. You don't wear it on your skin, you wear it on your regular clothes. And the reasons are there are two reasons. First reason is that since the fabric is expensive and a little subject to damage, you don't want to wash it. Eventually, maybe you have to wash it, but you try to, if possible, never wash it. So you keep the performance. So if you don't want to wash it, well, keep it clean. So if you wear it on your skin with the body fat on the fabric, that would be a disaster. And the other thing is that since the fabric is electricity conductive, if you are close to very high electrical fields, the fabric might catch the electrical field. And if your skin is touching the fabric, the electrical field would transfer to your body. But if it's not for a long time, it doesn't matter. But if it's a long time, it's a problem. And if you wear something under, it has to be dry, because if it's wet or, humid, it will not, shield from the electrical field. It will go through no matter what. And that's why I wear linen under, because linen is quick dry. It stays more dry and dries quickly, much better than cotton. And it's not prone to static electricity compared to synthetics. So basically, I think I covered the whole thing. If you have questions, you're welcome. But that's the resume.
That's great. I appreciate that, Anne. So much that you've covered there. I just want to reinforce that individuals need to take responsibility for their own safety and in what they're constructing here. So as Anne mentioned, you want to make sure you have appropriate vision for whatever task that you're trying to accomplish. And you also want to be careful, as she was just mentioning, about the potential for, you don't want to be around strong electric fields. So you need to maintain that awareness and that understanding. And in some cases, the fabric could be conductive. So you don't want to electrocute yourself with one of these things. And you want to have proper, ability to breathe. Of course, you want to have ventilation so that you can get good fresh air when you need it. And then the labeling, I think, is very important that she mentioned, to let people know who might be unfamiliar and may be frightened by seeing something new in their environment, to have some labeling on there. Peter, how about you? You've gone so far as to make your own shoes, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, Keith. I'm going to show you my shoes because I had the time to go get them. I'm not sure if you can see inside. See, I made my own shoes by a design from YouTube. You see, you can even see my logo, my personal logo on them. They are made of leather. I painted the leather, and I glued some shielding material. I'm not sure if you can appreciate it in the picture. You see, even in the inside, they are all shielded. It is HNV 100. So it's basically a shielding material which has 100 decibels attenuation factor from the Y-Shield factory from Germany. So you see, I made them all by hand. They're all sewn and done everything from scratch. They have a a earthing connection. So when I walk, I'm in contact with the earth. It doesn't change anything to me. I didn't notice anything better or worse, but people say we have to be connected, so why not try it? I even sleep connected. I know some people may, even you said somewhere that it's not very correct. It depends because there are stray currents in the ground, and you're absolutely right. But I found that in my area, I feel good about this, and so I do it. I tried it. I slept unearthed for a couple of weeks, and my backache came back, and I got flu symptoms. So now I'm back. I connected the crocodile clip back on my sheet. I want to show you my helmet because it's been here next to me. It is all made of mesh, right? All around, it is stainless steel mesh. I made a frame for it from aluminum. It even has a handle on the top, so I could easily take it off. It's not, I find it a little heavy. It's on the hefty side because it's not that heavy. It's like, it weighs like 600 grams, just over one pound in English. I don't know, but I'm gonna put it on for a moment and show you. The Spanish climate is very hot. We are at 44 degrees Celsius today in Zaragoza. I'm not sure how much is that in Fahrenheit, but it is a lot. It's like in the middle of the Arizona desert. So here we are. This is me. You see, it covers my whole neck. My thyroid is protected, and it goes all the way down to the shoulders. So basically, underneath, I wear a top, right? So this one goes on top of that. I'm gonna put this a little bit so we can see, right? I wear this this vest over it, so it helps. It's sticking to the other part of the body shield, right? When I put this on, basically I make sure that that like the jacket, the shielded jacket, is in perfect contact with this one, with, let's call it a skirt, with the skirt of my my helmet, right? So here I have all my identifications. Maybe we can see them closer. So it is marked like Faraday cage, electro hypersensitive person, and there is this QR code which I made myself, and it directs you to a to Google Drive where I have all the information about EHS. I have a big one on the back. I don't actually wear this one now. It is so hot that it makes a big difference. See, I have this on my back, electro hypersensitive, and down there it says, "Don't be shy, scan me." Now, this is perfect. I mean, I know in France, Rosalito uses a much. I mean, she wears a fabric all around, and like Anne, they have all this opening here for the vision. But I couldn't wear anything which would cover my the back of my head. It is so hot. So this is pure mesh. It breathes perfectly. I can see 95%. I must say, I kind of disagree with them with the fact that when we drive at night, we have the reflection on the mesh, because I found when I'm in the car, basically this mesh makes reflection, as she said. Yeah, she's absolutely right. But when the light comes from somewhere up, when it comes directly in front, it doesn't bother. It doesn't make that. So basically, in a car, unless I drive a convertible, which is not the case, I don't have that kind of reflection. Maybe other meshes do have. What can I say? I'm just talking my personal experience here. My mesh doesn't have that kind of problem. It does have the problem, like Anne said. We should make it darker to avoid reflection. I couldn't do it. I even bought something special, like what I use on my guns to make the steel black, you know. I don't remember right now how you call it, but it is a professional thing, exactly made for steel to make it darken, to make it help not oxidize, but it doesn't work on this mesh. So with the time it got dirty, and it is fine. It doesn't make that much reflections, and I find I'm gonna take it off because I want to show you the other hat that I wear. This is Anne's design, because she has these great videos on YouTube and teaches people how to make them. So I do love them, but I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I just want to make it look better for myself. I'm like a lady who goes out and she says, well, I want to look good for myself, not for other people. So this is what I do. So basically, it is just a tube. You take one piece of fabric, you roll it up, you sew it on one side, and then you close this side here, and you wear it over any hat. I chose this design. I put my my personal logo onto it, which Rosalito kindly made for me. Thank you for her. Thank you for that. And this I wear sometimes when I want to go out, like quickly. I need to buy a loaf of bread just downstairs. So I put on, I have a very long coat, which I put on, shielding material. And I just put this onto my head, and I'm good to go. Otherwise, I have this. I'm gonna, something happened, anyway, because I heard this noise. So you see, this is my top. I want to show you the, Anne will bite my head off again, but because I know I'm not supposed to put Velcro on the shielding materials, because this, if it gets attached to this kind of fabric, it will ruin it. And she's absolutely right. But the fabric I use for my clothes, it is not silver mesh, it is steel mesh. This is a fabric which they call steel gray. They sell it at Y Shield. They sell it in Canada also at Safe Living Technologies. So basically, this is how I sold. I didn't like the closing on my wrist, so I use this instead of an elastic type, because I can do it as open or close as I wish. And of course, I put the gloves on also. So I have at the waist, I have the same kind of fixing, Velcro. So it stays tight over my trousers on the vest in order to avoid openings. Like Anne said, she's absolutely right. We have to make it as tight, airtight, not airtight, but poison tight. Let's say. Okay. So this is my clothing. My trousers are here also. It is the same material, the same fabric. I design and sew everything myself. They even have a tag, steel gray, from Y Shield. I can hook them anywhere, and they have like pockets, and everything is like a pair of jeans. Back pockets, front pockets, They only have this color. They are not shiny. If I didn't wear the, let's say, the helmet, the head protection, no one would say that I'm electric or hypersensitive, how they call me, or whatever tag they want to put on me, because basically I'm poisoned by the radiation. So I don't admit I'm electrically sensitive, because it's like saying I'm cyano-hypersensitive. No, we all will die from cyanide, but some of us will die sooner. Anyway, I want to say a couple of things about my experience with the radiation. There are a lot of urban legends out there. They say, for example, don't bite my head off, and they say it shouldn't touch your body. My experience with this kind of material I have here, with this kind of tissue, it doesn't do anything to me. I couldn't tolerate to wear anything under it. I go out with 44 degrees Celsius out there. It's suffocating, even if you go only wearing shorts. So this is absolutely impossible for me. So I had no choice. So I took everything off and I wear it on my body, and it doesn't give me any strange symptoms. So wow, I thought maybe I will die a sudden death, but nothing happened. So it's just you are right, and we should wear something more, because it gets dirty with the transpiration and the body grease or oils, whatever you call them. And but I discovered on the site of Y Shield, they made these tests, washing tests for this kind, for what they sell, and they have like bars. Every bar is 10 after a cycle, 10 washing cycles. And they have this bar, and they made 50 washing cycles. Of course, they are the manufacturer, and they want to sell their products. They don't want to see you wash it twice and it's not good anymore. But after 50 washes, this material looks exactly, has the same attenuation. So well, if once a year I have to buy again and make it new, well, so be it. I just cannot wear anything underneath. I want to stress another point. Something I discovered myself, because they say, you have to protect your head. Okay, I tried to protect my head, and I couldn't see any less in my symptoms when I only protected my head. But then I made these trousers and this jacket, and my helmet was not ready yet, because I started with the easy part. So I had to go with my wife to a waiting room in the hospital, and there were like 50 or 60 people there, all with their iPhones and 5G and Wi-Fi, and I didn't get any symptoms, and I didn't wear any head protection. I only had the body. I'm not trying to argue anything here. I'm just telling you my personal experience, because I think it is important to know. There are people who are very shy, and they will not go out. Absolutely, they want to avoid this kind of thing. But if they can start at least with a pair of trousers and a jacket, they are not shiny. There are people who can make them look nice, or you can make it like inside or wear something over, and nobody will say you are electro-poisoned or electro-poison sensitive or whatever. So my opinion, they should start like there. There are people who, like myself, I had everything, head protection, full body protection, but I didn't protect my hands. And I discovered one strange thing. But the thing is, as soon as I do that, and I didn't wear gloves, I could start having the dizziness and the EHS symptoms, the dizziness and the brain fog. Basically, the microwaves are absorbed by the hand also. I'm not sure if it's because it gets into the blood, or maybe just the nervous system the nerves act like conductors and bring it up to the brain. I don't know, but basically I decided to wear gloves also, and now I'm fine. I can do that kind of testing with people, and I'm fine. I recommend to everybody, if you are very hypersensitive, get some gloves also. Get your protective footwear if you can make it yourself. No one makes it. I couldn't make this for like people to buy, because Anne said 17 hours for her helmet. I spent 40 hours working on a pair of shoes. 40 hours. Let's say only the materials it's like $150. Just getting the materials. And then 40 hours of work. Maybe I could bring it down to 30 or 25 with experience. I couldn't charge people $500 for a pair of shoes. So I invite them to make their own footwear. So basically, this is it. I wanted to say this. Wear a shirt, a shielding shirt with long sleeves, like Anne said, well closed on the wrist. The same with the trousers. Same with when you at the waist, so it doesn't get the radiation wouldn't go in there. And try that. You could find that it's much better, your symptom, and you can have a nice life in the city and go out with friends and whatever. Just don't stay for 2 hours, 3 hours. Go for half an hour, whatever your body will allow you to do with that shield. If you want better shielding, get a helmet. Get some gloves, get whatever else it takes. You can shield your home. You don't need to run off to the countryside. Basically, there's the rate of suicide between the electro hypersensitive. It's very high. Why? Because they run off to the countryside and they have no human contact, because they can't expect their friends and family to go with them. Like you, Keith, you have a nice wife who is there with you, who shares with you. You have a lovely home and you have a nice family life, but not everybody is so lucky. I mean, my wife wouldn't go anywhere with me since I wear these things. She only goes with me when she doesn't have a choice, when I have to take her to the hospital or somewhere, you know. But you can forget that I can go outside somewhere. So I chose to live here. But I shielded my home. I have my own method. I don't fiddle with one wall, 2 walls. No, I do everything. 4 coats of shielding paint. I know, Keith, I read your article about the shielding paint, and you are absolutely right. We should only choose shielding paint if we are sure it's going to work and everything. It is too late for me. I wish I read that article 2 years ago, but now I cannot scratch it off the walls and I feel fine. I did it. I did the walls. I did the floors. I ripped up all the floorboards and I put shielding material under the floorboards, and the walls are painted. I have steel mesh on the windows. I changed the curtains. I put shielding film on the windows, so I have like 3 or 4 layers of protection on the windows, and the rest is like four coats of shielding paint on the external walls, on the ceiling, or on the walls where I have neighbors. Inside, the walls towards my other areas in the house are only 2 coats, because another 2 coats will go on the other side. Basically, every room is a Faraday cage on its own. My wife can play with her mobile phone in her room, and I'm next door or in the next room, and I will always be under 1 microwatt. I'm at 0.5, so whatever. So basically, this is what I wanted to share with you. Do you start your body shielding little by little, but not with just a headscarf. It's not gonna work. You're gonna say, oh, it's not working. So you're gonna stop it. Do a top. You do a pair of trousers, and that's it. If you see improvement, then you can go further. If you have no choice and wear it on your skin, try try. Why not? If you see it's not good, well, you change something. Anyway, back to you, Keith. I'm running out of breath here.
Well, I really appreciate everything that you had to say, Peter, and sharing your experience in making the suit, as well as you and I have talked before about your where you're living and all the effort that you've put into that, and you had some access to electrical expertise that would enable you to do a great job of the shielding that went on there. So that's all wonderful, and I appreciate and want to amplify what you have alluded to, which is, we need to approach survival with electromagnetic poisoning, or if you prefer to call it electrohypersensitivity, with all humility. It's not necessarily a one-size-fits-all approach. So what I really love about you guys is that you figured out what works for you in your environment so that you're able to more fully participate in life and not be as limited as you once were with this crazy proliferation of unnatural radiation in our environments. So thank you both for spending some time today and helping people at least get a start in making their own personal protective equipment for RF radiation. Lots of great ideas, different approaches, and I encourage people to experiment. So Peter and Ann, thanks so much for being here, and I will include in the notes the access to how people can get in touch with your social media. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you for having us. It is a great honor to be here with you, and we hope to see you again.